are now walking in the Herc's world. You are now walking into Herc's world. Aye.
Discussion that we need to hear. Topics they be scared to touch. Parties say we do too much. Herc, I think they scared of us. Many mixes filled with hits. How you turned up like a jit. You are now in Herc's world. If you love a hatch a chick. You are now in Herc's world.
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 And y'all know how we do. It's me, the Big Herc. And you tuned in to Herc's World, man. Season 6, episode 9. I had to think about it because I took, look, I'm going to be honest with y'all. After a live episode of the Versus, we had to kind of tweak some things and move some stuff around, so we didn't release an episode last week. I still have a couple things that I still want to do pertaining to the Versus battle and a couple other episodes that I have in the chamber, so stay tuned for that. Because the Versus battle went so well, we're going to do it again in December, but I'll tell y'all more about that in the coming months. So as per usual, just want to thank everybody that tuned into the live episode, everybody that commented, everybody that shared. If you listen for a second, if you listen the whole time, if you listen for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, man, I thank y'all so much for tuning in. Shout out to Kiki Marie for being a most gracious co-host / competitor. I cannot wait till we do it again. Shout out to Keisha J at BTN Studios for letting us use the space. Shout out to the people that bought tickets. Shout out to DJ 316 for coming through and killing it on the ones and twos and making that live show what it was. Like I said, we are going to do it again, probably towards the end of the year. We'll tweak it. We took the feedback that we got. We'll change some things up, add some things, take some things away, and we'll do it again at the end of the year since y'all loved it so much. But that's later. Right now, we are talking. It's July, man. Like it's almost the 4th of July. So I'm gonna be 1,000% honest. Am I gonna celebrate the 4th of July? Yeah, I'm gonna go eat free food and drink and be merry and be off work. But we all know that most of our ancestors were not free on July 4th, 1776. So we celebrate Juneteenth around here too. That's my Independence Day. And I'm not just saying it to be woke, but that's just who I am. So if you celebrate July 4th, by all means, do your thing. Nobody is judging you. If you celebrate Juneteenth, do your thing. Nobody is judging you. If you celebrate both, do your thing. Nobody's judging you. It's your prerogative. Enjoy the barbecue. Enjoy your family. Enjoy the time off work. Enjoy the rest day. If you got to be at work, because you're, one of those retail spaces, hopefully somebody brings you a plate or brought you a plate, and you happy and you cool. If not, slap them fools. They should have brought you a plate. But I digress. We have a interesting, very, very, very interesting show this week. July is, and I don't want to get it wrong, so let me pull up my notes. July is National. Hold on. I just had it, and then I lost it. July is Disability Pride Month. It's a month-long celebration that honors the disability community and their contributions to society. So this is going to be a Disability Pride episode. that just cause I say disability does not mean um these folks are disabled. They just got different superpowers than other folks got. But we're gonna get into that after we come back from break. So stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. You listening to Artist World.
For customizable home decor and candles, check out Dealer Shay Scents. Dealer Shay Scents offers a variety of products, including ashtrays, jewelry trays, incense holders, soap dishes, and more. To find the perfect product for you, visit the website dealershaycents.etsy.com. That's Dealer Shay Scents, DLASHAH Scents.etsy.com. Right now for Juneteenth, Dealer Shay is offering 20% off selected items. Elevating your home with unique concrete designs, it's Dealer Shay Scents.
Welcome back to Herc, where I am your girlfriend's favorite podcast host, Big Herc. And if she says I'm not, that hell a liar. I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna let the guests introduce themselves. So y'all come off mute and tell the people who you are.
Hi, everybody. My name is Brittany Carter. I am a disability advocate in the Memphis community. I'm looking forward to being with you guys tonight and dropping some gems on you.
Cool. And who else we got? Go ahead.
Hey, I'm Mix Baxter. So I work with disadvantaged populations. Some of the disadvantaged populations I work with are youth with behavioral issues, veterans, homeless individuals, as well as people who receive disability benefits.
Okay. So let's dig straight off into it. Brittany, this was your idea. You hit me up and was like, "Hey, I need to get on Herc World and talk about disability pride." So you have the floor. What made you hit me up and want to talk about this?
People with disabilities don't have the pride that they should. That's what disability pride means. It means having pride in who you are and what you do as a person with a disability, meaning being uniquely able, but being willing to show, hey, just because I operate a little bit differently does not mean that I can't do a job that is presented to me. And also, what made me hit you up, and this is the main thing, uh, is we are the last population to be thought of, which means if there is something to be cut, whether it be in legislation or government, we're the first one that they're considering to be on the chopping block. And as I said, I'm an advocate, which means I come out swinging when you talk about cutting something concerning me. So, I, in addition to me being an advocate, I teach people with disabilities how to be advocates for themselves and to say the things that the world don't want you to say. So it's imperative that we get out here and let these people know that we ain't going down. I ain't even gonna say going down without a fight because I ain't going down. Period. We gonna be in the world together. It's one world, and if I'm gonna be in it, just like you got Herc's world, I got the disability world. We gonna do this.
So, Mix, what got you into wanting to help this community, and how long have you been doing?
I think it was a calling in college. So my majors in college were psychology as well as communication. So when I initially got out of college, one of the first jobs that I had in my field was working with youth with behavioral issues. And I think a lot of people, when they think of the disabled population, a lot of people think of physical, but they don't think about the mental disabilities as well. So there may be somebody who, as Brittany said, may not act like you, but then you think it's something wrong with them, but it may be a mental disability or a mental hardship. So I worked at Youth Villages for a few months, and then I was tasked with starting up a company here in Memphis. But this is more, so my personal interview, so I'm not doing it for them. I'm just putting it out there. So this is something I'm doing personally. But when I got into working with that population, I realized that people needed, outside of doing, the skill sets to get back in the workforce, a lot of people needed to feel empowered because a lot of people felt powerless. Some people feel hopeless. Some people didn't have a support system. So um, I really, of course, I know people are people, but to see hands on what people go through on a day-to-day basis just to have a decent quality of life is like, wow. So people, long story short, this how I got into the field is just, the job became available, but once I got into it, I realized people, this population of people really needs people to support and empower them because a lot of times people feel left by the wayside, especially some people weren't born with physical disabilities. So you got to think about those who, their quality of life changed and now it's, and then they're being treated differently. And side note, I had a classmate, he got into a car accident and is now in a wheelchair. And it's heartbreaking how differently, because he can see the difference in how people treat him now versus how they treated him when he was capable of walking.
So let's dig deeper into that. Why do y'all think, and whoever wants to go first could go first? Why do y'all think, um, and is it? I don't know if I'm using the right term, or if there's like a different term we can use. That's cool too. But why do you think disabled people don't feel as empowered as other people?
I don't feel, and this is just my opinion, I'll go first. And this is just from me working with people on, who some of them have disabilities. So I can't speak firsthand, but everybody's support system, and it's just, it may be, different people's support systems. Everybody may have a different support system. Everybody doesn't understand disability. So people may treat people differently based upon certain things. Um, I don't know, like people just, when people see a difference in you, and some people just treat people differently based upon the lack of similarity that they feel that this person possesses. So I think we need to learn how to just empower people despite whether or not they have certain limitations, and also being there for people. Like if you see somebody's having trouble getting through a door or doing something, then just jump in and help. Don't look at them like, don't make them feel uncomfortable because you feel like they can't do what you're capable of doing. Help people. So they may not, I don't know, certain people may not feel empowered because they may feel like they don't have the support they need from maybe family or the general public.
Okay. Brittany, why do you feel the disabled community doesn't feel as empowered as they should?
Um, and I can speak firsthand on this. Um, a lot of times, the reason individuals with disabilities don't feel empowered is because, and support has a lot to do with it. They don't feel empowered because they're somewhat sheltered. Well, they have a disability, so it's it's automatically associated with the fact that they can't do this, they can't do that. So let me um, give them whatever they want because they can't function out here in this world. And in this case, I I don't believe that. My support system is a rarity that you find. My parents were parents that did not play that shit. I'm sorry, I had to use that language, but they did not play it as far as, feeling sorry for yourself and, yeah, you have a disability. Yeah, you got one, but we're gonna make it an ability. And so it takes a village. And if that individual does not have the village, it is up to, it takes one person to believe in you. And I always say, create a village. Let's not make an excuse about why they can't do this and why they can't do that. Because this is why we are always the last to be thought of, because we don't empower our own individuals to do what they can do in their own way. Yes, you may be born with a disability, you may have even acquired a disability, but be aware of your surroundings and get out here and let these people know, hey, I'm out here. I'm a little different. I got to work a little different. It might take me a little longer, but we going to do it. And I have, I have two, I have a dual experience. I have lived this life and I've worked with individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities for about 15 years or more. And I taught individuals that were adults that came in that couldn't even write their name, and the teachers that were in there with me actually would somehow try to baby them and say, well, they don't know this and they don't know that. I was the one that came in and said, we're going to teach them. We're going to teach them how to write their name. We're going to teach them how to identify their address and things of that nature. Now, we've got individuals in there that can tell you their name, that can recognize their name. So it's not about what they can't do, it's about what you allow them to do.
Okay. Now, and if you want to share, what is your disability?
My disability is cerebral palsy, and it affects my walking and my right side of my body. My left side is what I do everything with. My right side, I can use it, but it's not much. It's not much. And that's due to me being a premature baby. I was 1 pound, 2 ounces. And when I was born, I lost oxygen.
So you just a walking superhero, is what you're saying, right?
I'm sorry?
You just a walking superhero.
No. I'm on a wheel. I'm in a wheelchair.
Well,
But
you
I,
a mobile superhero. I'm sorry.
I, I'm say that one more time.
You're a mobile superhero, in my opinion. Because like,
Yeah.
and just a little bit of backstory. Like I've known Brittany for
Yeah. Um.
10,
Yeah.
10 years.
Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Um. I I take I take great pride in that. With my cerebral palsy, I use a wheelchair. I don't allow my wheelchair to use me. I just like y'all be out here partying. I get out here too, and I show the
She be lit,
world.
y'all. She be lit. I don't care. Look, I've known Brittany like 10 years.
Oh yeah.
Um, she be out here. What wheelchair? Like she
I
be out here. So,
I'm out here.
okay. So, Meeks, when you first started this journey, with your account, with this community, what were some of the hard challenges that you faced, trying to get people to open up?
Not even getting them to open up. People love me. I'm not gonna cry. It was, because like I said, every disability you can't see. Some people they're very sick and you can't see it. So like I had a lot of people pass away during the pandemic, like building bonds with people who are extremely sick. And then, because some people, we talk about the lack of empowerment, but we don't talk about the discrediting. When you can't see the physical limitations there, and just because you can't see the disability doesn't mean it's not there. So I had a couple of people pass away. Like one of my clients, I remember calling her to check on her, and she's always joke about the men she dated or whatever. So this guy answered the phone, and I'm thinking it's one of the guys, and it was her son, and he was like, "She passed away," and I was, oh, sorry, y'all. So she passed away during the pandemic, but you couldn't see her you couldn't tell. So a lot of people would think, and I advocate because I get mad. Like once you get to love people, you start getting mad when like Brittany said, some people think, oh, you just trying to, whatever. I'm like, because with the program I worked with, it was to help people, become self-sufficient. And so there would be people who, like Brittany said, everybody doesn't believe in people. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? So you start to kind of get protective over people when you feel like other people don't understand. Because I was like, it could easily be you. I was like, just because we're, okay, today, anything, you're only one car accident away. I had a client who was in a wheelchair because they got, shot at a party. And so that changed the trajectory of his life because, you once walked and hearing somebody feel like, give their testimony of feeling like their life is over, but then you empowering them as in like, I'm here to help and support you in any way that I can. It's like, but it's only so much you can do. You can't, you don't live in that person's head and know what they deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
So it's heartbreaking because, I can only give it from my perspective, but I'm not living with what people go through. I'm not seeing the things they deal with on a day-to-day. Because people can be extreme. You got to think about how people are people sometimes, but people can be very unempathetic and mean. So
Can I chime in on that?
Go ahead.
It's not, and it's not, in my opinion, that they're unempathetic. And I'm not trying to change your opinion, but if someone does not understand what a disability is, or have been exposed to someone with a disability, or even dealt with someone with a disability, meaning Marvin may have somebody in his family with a disability, but he's never been hands-on with them. So how can he be empathetic to what that individual has going on if he's not aware? So with me, my advocacy instincts always kick in to teach individuals. When they look at me, I look back at them and smile because I let them know I know I'm pretty. Thank you. You're not aware of what's going on, so let me teach you. And what that does is that breaks the ice to let them know that we are people. We're people just like they are. And it's it's just it's gonna we've come a long way, but it's gonna take a lifetime to teach that you have to have some understanding. I ain't saying compassion, some understanding of what's going on.
So before we go to break, what does understanding look like? Because like I heard I heard you talk earlier about some people with disabilities kind of being sheltered or babied. What does empathy look like to you?
If I'm talking to an individual and they say, hey, you just came in, what do you need? How can we help you? That makes a difference. Because for me, a lot of times, because I'm so vocal, I, I will I will go in explaining what I need right off the bat because people associate disabilities with pity. And I don't want your pity. I just want you to treat me fair. So if I go in telling you what I need, then you know what I need right off. But when I can come in and you come in and you say, well, hey, can I, what can I do for you? Can I get you a drink? Can I find you somewhere to sit? That's understanding for me because now I can relax. I ain't got to teach. I ain't got to let you know what I need. Now I can relax and be me because you have come to me. When somebody accepts you, when somebody listens and actually wants to do what you need them to do, that makes a difference. That's understanding for me because then now I can expound off of what you already know. That lets me know that you've been exposed to something of that nature.
Very well said. We're gonna go to break, man. Y'all stay tuned for more Herc World. We'll be right back.
Promote your brand with Hertz World Podcast. Explore our range of advertising packages with options starting at $25. For inquiries, please reach out to Herc at hercsworld24@gmail.com. That's HERCSWORLD24@gmail.com. Elevate your marketing strategy with Hertz World Podcast today.
Welcome back to Herc World. I am your girlfriend's favorite podcast host, Big Herc. And if she says I'm not, that whole a liar. We are talking to Brittany and Meeks about pride disability. Disability pride is what it's actually called. Um, Brittany hit me up and was like, "Hey, Herc, you always say, Herc World is an open, safe space, and you'll talk about any and everything. So I want to talk about this. So we found it. We set up some time and we doing it. And it just so happens that July is Disability Pride Month. So and also we also here with Luke who works with that community. So before we went to break, we talked about what empathy actually looked like, and from Brittany's point of view. So Brittany, with you having cerebral palsy, what is it like when you go into a new space and people don't understand what they don't understand your particular disability, or they're not trying to hear what you're talking about. They try to kind of, like you said, show pity.
The good thing about me and the bad thing about me is that I can feel your energy. Okay. When I walk in the room, which means I can feel right off if you accept me or if you understand me or not. So what I will do, again, as I said, I'll break the ice. You don't have to like me, but you have to respect me. So if you don't know, you don't know. But the ignorance comes in when you don't ask what needs to be done. I'll give you an example. It wasn't a room that I walked in. I went into a restaurant, and I'll give you the name. I went into Perkins on Popular some years ago, and I went in with my family, and everybody there was ordering their food, and nobody uh had a wheelchair but me. And remember when I said that people associate a disability with a mental disability. So when the lady was asking about the orders, she asked everybody what they wanted. And when she got to me, she nudged my mom and she said, what would she like to eat? And she whispered, My mama nudged me. I didn't say nothing the first time. I let her do what she did. So she came back. She had everybody's order, and she said, has she decided what she wants to eat yet? Or has she decided rather what she wants to drink? And right before my mom could nudge me, I said, yes, ma'am. Can I have a Coke? You could have bought that lady for a quarter because she automatically assumed that I could not talk. She said, oh my God, I didn't know you could talk. And I said, well, ma'am, you didn't ask. I didn't get mad. I said, but next time, ask before you assume that I can't talk. You have to assume competence. You have to assume that that individual with a disability can do this. You ask before you say, "Oh, I'm gonna give her some water. Oh, she can't eat this certain food." When that lady got done, I don't know how many times she apologized. By the end of the day or the gathering, everybody on the table had free food, and it's because of her lack of understanding. So yeah, it when people don't accept you, you break the ice. You can't make nobody like you. You can't make nobody take you in, but they gotta respect you.
Every day,
They
all
gotta
day.
respect you. They gotta respect you. So yeah, that's what
So
it is
Meeks,
for me.
well said. So Meeks, when you kind of hinted earlier, trying to, talk to people that have disabilities that you can't see. So, one of my best friends, like a sister to me, she has lupus. A couple people I know have lupus. Um, and that's one of those disabilities or disease that you can't necessarily see, but they're constantly in pain. How do you advocate, or do you advocate for people like that? In your particular space.
So in my specific field, I help with employment. So a lot of times, like, I haven't had really a lot of cases where, like, of course, the ADA helps with people, like, if they need reasonable accommodations at
Hmm.
work and things like that. But I'm not really on that side. I really help more so with helping and supporting them in finding employment. So I haven't really had any clients to have problems with or express problems. But the thing I do have clients who they've been well, and then they, like, I recently had a person, because some of my people are on dialysis, um and you can't necessarily see it, but man, people get really sick. So it's hard because you can only be there so much for a person, but they're the ones that have to deal with the pain. And they're
Hmm.
the ones that, especially if they're going into certain doctor's appointments, it's heartbreaking, man. Because I'm just reflective, because the hardest part about my job is I can see a person's life restored through work, but still understanding that at the end of the day, it also all depends on the severity of their disability, because at any moment something can flare up, something can happen and trigger something, and then the pain. Like, one of my y'all gonna make me cry. One of my people, and I helped him get a
You need
job
to
at,
cry, cry.
I helped him get
Go
a
ahead,
job
let it
at
out, girl.
I
Let it
like,
out.
because you build
Let it out,
rapport.
girl.
No, man. you
We
build a
on Herc's world. Herc got us. We all right.
yeah, you build a bond with people. So when you see them doing good, and then they like, somebody for somebody that does not complain, because a lot of my people just try. He never complains, and for somebody who never complains to be like, man, I'm hurting and I'm in constant pain. He was like, I can't even go out to eat. Some people are in so much pain where even if like he was like, I can't stand to go out to eat because I'm in so much pain. And it could be anything that triggers that, because he wasn't like that at first. At first, it's like he was doing good. And then I don't know what happened. It's just, I don't know.
Can I
So,
chime in with that?
oh, man, Herc, why you got me crying?
Because
I
you're
wasn't
supposed
trying
to.
to. I wasn't trying to get you to cry, man. But Herc Twitter is a safe space. If you need to cry, let it on
And
out.
we in this thing. But let me piggyback off of what she said. She said he was in a lot of pain. This I'm assuming that this individual did not have a disability at first. Is that correct?
Yes, he did, but it worsened. So
Okay.
the pain wasn't as bad as the pain.
What you know what that is? That comes with age, just like anybody. As you get older, your body start cracking, popping, all that. You're gonna hurt. You're gonna feel that. And where you come in, not you. I'm talking about that individual. If they can talk, where they come in as an individual, they have to educate you
Mm-hmm.
on what's going on.
Like I've been working with him for quite some time, so initially it wasn't. It just worsened. So he's been going through it, but he's just been dealing with it. But it's gotten way worse. It's not just
And
a.
that, and you know what? The great part about that is that that's what we learn to do. We just learn to cope with what's going on. And my joy in that is when I hear people complain about, oh, my back hurt, oh, my legs burning today because I had to work out.
Mm,
Oh, I
mm,
had to walk
mm,
a mile from the store and do this and the other. You know what? And Herc, I do not want you to edit this out. I get so damn mad when I hear somebody do that because you know what? I can't walk. So I would give a piece of heaven to be able to feel what it feels for my feet to hurt because I walk from the store. What the hell are you complaining about?
mm. Yeah,
Cause it hurt.
You
this
know?
specific person, he doesn't either.
But do you understand what I'm saying? I know it
I hear what
hurts,
I
you're
do.
saying though.
I do.
but I'm saying my life should be should give you joy in the fact that you're able to do that. I can't. Once you put me somewhere, guess where I am till you pick me up again. I'm right there. I'm right there. I gotta depend on everybody to do something for me. You know what? I gotta communicate. Then I gotta trust. Which means even if I don't know you, if Herc ain't around, if Meek ain't around, I gotta trust Amber to get my purse for me. You never know. I might have $100 in that purse. Everybody ain't honest. So what I'm saying is appreciate what life brings and what life has for you.
So how have y'all both, and whoever wants to go first can go first. How have y'all built trust within this community where people can say, okay, I know Meeks is gonna advocate for me. I know Brittany's gonna advocate for me. I can trust them because they when I don't have the word, they can speak for me.
Seeing is believing, her. So if I'm doing what I'm speaking about, if I'm doing what I'm teaching you, then I'm letting you know you can trust me and understand that whatever I'm teaching you, whatever method It is. It will work because I'm not only teaching you, but I am doing this. I am in this world and doing it with you. So you build a rapport by communicating. You build a rapport by showing individuals what's what, you know, and that's my reward is that you can go to Nashville right now and those legislators and community advocates up there know my name because I built rapport and I built trust and I brought many advocates out behind me. And it ain't easy because everybody don't want to open up. But there has to be a point of trust. And I can't teach you what I'm not doing. I can't expect you to buy what I ain't trying to sell myself.
Dropping fucking knowledge, ladies and gentlemen. Meeks, how do you get your people to trust you?
Treating people like people. Treating people like people and learning people's individual stories and communicating with them on an individual basis versus, just making it about just the disability because a person is more than one experience. Like I may have one part of me that makes up, you know, who I am as a whole person. So, in any case, treat people like you would want to be treated. Period.
And and if y'all are listening, the key word that they both used was communication. Like you can't expect anybody to understand or know where you're coming from if you're not communicating what it is or how you feel or what's going on. So if you're out there and you're struggling with something, in the next segment we're gonna get into the different places you can go, to seek help and things like that. But if you're out there and you don't know, the first thing, like Brittany said, is to open up and communicate. They both said communication is key because nobody can read your mind. Like the only person that can read your mind is God, and unless He just sends a sign through somebody else, nobody's gonna know. So communication is key. Um, I'm about to get like me. I need to drop. Y'all dry your eyes a little bit. Grab yourself something to drink. We'll be right back with more Herc World. Stay tuned.
BTM Poster Pros is now open. 4466 Elvis Presley Boulevard, Suite 103. Taking pre-labeled drop-offs from UPS, FedEx, and USPS, and also offering affordable shipping rates. We're open daily, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Check out our website, btmbs.com, or come in to see what we have to offer.
Welcome back to Herc, where I am your girlfriend's favorite podcast host, the Herc. She says I'm not. The hell of life. We're talking disabilities here today. Whenever you decide to listen to this on Herc World, I'm joined by Meeks and Brittany, who are both advocates for the disabled community. So before we went to break, we kind of talked about the different resources that the community has. Meeks, we're gonna start with you. Can you, if you can, I don't know how much you can divulge and how much you can't, but kind of tell the people that are listening the name of your company, how you help those with disabilities find jobs, and things like that. You on mute.
Oh, I can't go into that because this wasn't approved by this. It's not my company, so I can't, go on record and like give their information. But there are companies that help and support. I can give generalized information.
That's
There
cool.
are companies that help and support people who are receiving disability benefits and getting to the into the workforce, and those are called Ticket to Work. So if you go on choosework.ssa.gov, you can find your local employment network and figure out which one works best for you. So you can actually call them and see, like, what are the requirements for joining this program, and what are the benefits that you guys can provide to me. And these employment networks are absolutely free to you, and they're also voluntary. So let's say you test out your working capability and work isn't for you, you can always opt out.
Okay. Brittany, so same thing for you. I don't know if you can, drop company names or anything like that that
Yeah.
you are a part of.
The
But
the
go ahead.
company that I come from, we're very much I'm not there anymore, but I'm still very much part of them. They this company is the Arc Mid South. And as I said, we provide services to individuals who have intellectual and developmental disabilities. However, it's not limited to that. If you have a disability, this is what I like to tell people. If you have a disability, you can pretty much be helped. If we don't provide the service within the office, we can refer you to someone who does, because we are closely knitted. We've been around for more than 50 years doing this thing. I ain't been around 50 years, but they have. And it's we one of the things that we do is information and referral. And that's just like what it sounds like. You got to be willing to give us some information so that we can refer you to where you need to be. Okay? Um and as far as a caregiver, we provide those services. We have people that we call DSPs, direct support professionals, that work closely with these individuals to get them out in the community, to get them acclimated with the community, and prevent what I just said, being sheltered. Those are just a few of the services that we provide. But one of the things that I push as an advocate is the information and referral. You gotta be willing to open up to me in order for me to be able to refer you to the right individual. Okay. So that's one of our main services. And as far as, oh, I can't leave this out because she will kill me. We provide um job training. If there's an individual that is either wanting to get into the workforce for the first time or get back into the workforce due to the fact of their disability bringing them down, um, we do that on a referral basis. And we are accredited as a job training site to train these individuals with these skills, whatever they may need. Whether it be typing skills, learning how to do a resume, whatever it may be. Whatever it may be. That's what we teach. Um, Herc, I need to ask you to change some language there. You said disabled community. I like to call us uniquely able, because we are
Uniquely
able,
able. Okay.
uniquely able.
Mm, Okay.
Okay.
So for the
And
uniquely able,
for me, I also like to be referred to as physically challenged. Physically challenged.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. So
Thank you, sir.
well, no. So let's talk about that a little bit. Um, uniquely uniquely challenged, uniquely able. I'm sorry.
Yes, uniquely able.
How do you
Well,
get more people to buy into that as opposed to the miswording that I use?
because it's what it's what we call people first language. I'm a person before I have a disability, okay? And just because I operate a little differently, that does not mean that I'm not able to do what you do. You're able to write your name correct.
Correct?
Now, I told you I couldn't use my right side, but I am able to write my name with my left hand. Okay? That means that I'm uniquely able. I'm able to do whatever you do. It might take me a little bit more time, but I'm able. I am able.
You
And
most definitely.
um I want once you start saying things, you begin to believe them in your mind. So you want your mind to connect with your heart. To if you whatever words you speak into the atmosphere, that's what comes. And I teach that language daily. Use the language that gives you empowerment. Use that language to show people, hey, I'm not just a pretty girl in a wheelchair. I got some knowledge for you, and I
Now
got some education.
I'm about to tell folks to slide in your DM. You better chill out.
Okay, then go ahead. We ready?
I now if when all these folks be in your DM talking about some, you said I could slide in.
All right, look,
Cause I'm a pretty girl. I'm a pretty girl in the wheelchair.
look. I forgot what. I'm a pretty girl. They say pretty girls rock, right? Hey,
Amen. All right, look,
we rocking.
y'all been not sliding my girlfriend DM. Because at the end of the day, she's still mine until I decide.
Cause that's the boyfriend right there. The boyfriend. The boyfriend. I forgot to tell y'all that. They're my boyfriend.
But
We don't
y'all
popped out. I'm sorry. We don't popped out.
sometimes you gotta pop out and you know what, some niggas. So just make sure like when y'all play this episode back and y'all listening to it, make sure y'all pay special attention to the wording that Meeks and Brittany use because words have power. Words, and like Brittany said, words empower people. Use empowering words to talk about different things and to talk about different situations because because words have so much power and words are there's power in the tongue. You never want to say anything to offend or make somebody feel uncomfortable. um I don't I think I'm gonna let Meeks does so many different things. I'm gonna let her get in her life coach bag when she talk about words with power in a second. But just make sure, like when y'all use these words and and y'all are being intensive. Y'all are being intentional. I'm sorry, with the words that you use it because these words that they're telling us to use are what are respectable ways of saying, "Hey, I'm no different than you." Like really, I just move a little different. It may take me a little bit longer to do whatever it is you do. I can do too. It's just gonna take me a little bit longer to do. So Meeks, come on with the life coach. Come on, let that part out, and
Okay.
just talk a little bit about how words impact everything else.
I truly believe that when they say death and life lies in the power of the tongue, I feel like not only can we speak life over others, but we can speak life over ourselves. So even when, like Herc said, I'm a certified life coach. I'm a self-proclaimed life enthusiast. So when I wake up with a grateful mindset and a grateful attitude. When you, the power of words is you have the power to build or break. One of the 4 agreements, if y'all have ever read that book, is be impeccable with your word. Not mediocre, not okay, but impeccable with your word. And I believe that you should be like that towards everybody. And if you practice that on a day-to-day basis, you won't have to worry about offending anyone because, and even if you do say, like if you unintentionally offend somebody because you used the wrong verbiage or just did something wrong, don't be afraid to say, I apologize, I was misinformed, or I didn't know. Because a lot of people have an issue with saying I'm sorry. I'm sorry can solve a lot of things. Sincere I'm sorry. Because as Brittany said, she can pick up spirits, people can pick up energies, people know when stuff is insincere. So in a sincere I'm sorry, and also just trying to speak life over people instead of tearing them down, whether it be with your words or your actions. So words definitely do have power. I really believe just like we can tear somebody down with words, we can actually help build them up with words.
These ladies are dropping fucking knowledge, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna go to break. We're gonna get a little messy. Just cause
we go from empowerment to messy.
Cause that's what we do. We build you up. We build you up and make you feel like you just great and want you to feel like this on this great plateau. So yeah, here at Herc World, we all about positivity and all the other stuff, but we also a little ratchet. So who we got to do it. So stay tuned. We'll be right back on my Herc World.
For customizable home decor and candles, check out Dealer Shay Scents. Dealer Shay Scents offers a variety of products, including ashtrays, jewelry trays, incense holders, soap dishes, and more. To find the perfect product for you, visit the website dealershayscents.etsy.com. That's Dealer Shay Scents, DLASHAH Scents.etsy.com. Right now for Juneteenth, Dealer Shay is offering 20% off selected items. Elevating your home with unique concrete designs, it's Dealer Shay Scents.
Welcome back to Herc, where I am your girlfriend's favorite podcast host, Herc, and if she says I'm not, that hoe is a liar. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, there's been a couple things that have happened since the live episode of Herc World. We had the BET Awards, aka the EBT Awards, as some folks call it. We're gonna touch a little bit on that. But before we get into the BET Awards, there's a picture that has gone viral on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And it was about a meet and greet at the Chris Brown concert. So the viral picture goes, this young lady who is uniquely able traveled, I think it was Canada, the show in Canada. She spent $1,100 on her meet and greet ticket. And then, make a long story short, the viral picture says Chris gave her money back and gave her $10,000. In doing some research, it turns out that she did not get her $1,100. She did not get her $1,100 back. Chris Brown did not give her $10,000, but she has developed a relationship with Chris Brown over the years. She's always supporting him, and she wanted folks to know, stop lying on her. So I pose the question to y'all: if y'all were going viral because somebody said somebody gave y'all some money, would you play along with the narrative, or would you go like, look, them folks lying, and set the record straight? Meeks, you go first.
I get paid interviews to get a tea. Like, whoever pays me the most for an interview, I'll tell you what really went down. And then I'll tell the truth on the interview. Because that would have been a good way to capitalize off of a moment. Because even if you go along with the narrative, like kind of like we talked about before, you can go viral, but if you don't know how to make money off of it, it's kind of like Risa Tisa. Didn't she say she went viral but didn't make any money?
Well, so so she did go viral, but she didn't initially. She didn't make a lot of money. She made the majority of her money on the back end after folks started to realize, okay, people were really into this, and then she started getting I think she had a couple brand deals. She got a car. She has an agent now. And I think she made after it was all said and done, she made almost $500,000. After they were able to capitalize off the viral sensation. So so initially she didn't make a lot of money, but on the back end, she was blessed and highly favored, as we're gonna call it.
Oh my goodness.
Now, if there's anybody that has a recent teacher like story and you want to come on Herc's World and talk about it, we're not gonna chop it up into 52 parts. We'll give you a long hour episode. Let you talk about this, and this, and we can go through it. We'll just put it out in one watch, and we'll charge folks $5 a pop to listen to it. Just thoughts on it.
Can I chime in on it?
Yes, go ahead.
If you lying on me, if I done paid $1,100, I'm gonna let you know myself I done paid that. And if he gave it back to me, I'm gonna let him know and you know that you gave it back to me. So yeah, I want you to stop lying on me. And Chris Brown ain't even that. Well, I ain't gonna tell that lie, but he ain't worth me paying no $1,100 anyway, just to meet and greet him. I just rather look at pictures if I gotta pay that much. But that goes along with people putting a stigma on an individual with a disability. Oh, she don't care. She going viral. I care. Don't lie on me, because I'm not desperate for nobody to like me. I'm not desperate for nobody to meet me. So yeah, I got a problem with that. Because I live on my own. I got bills to pay. So why I'm gonna give you 11?
That is kind of high. That's rent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It ain't worth it, baby. It ain't worth it.
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
And that's what she said. She said, I saved up my money. I spent my own money. She said, like she said, she spent her own money. She saved up money because he was going on tour. He did not get her money back. He did not give her an extra $10K, and stop lying on her, because that's not the truth. Stop trying to get clout off her.
I'm trying to tell you.
Somebody else got money off of the.
Well, the only part, to me, the only person that really got paid out of this was
Chris Brown,
because he got $1,100. She got, of course, her picture circulating and all the other stuff, but she's like, bro, stop lying on me. It didn't happen like that. Me and Chris have been friends. She's like, me and Chris have been friends for years. I've gone to numerous amount of his shows and numerous of his tours, and he did not give me the money. If y'all, and she even said, now if y'all want to give me some money to get my $1,100 back, you are more than welcome. But he didn't. So stop lying on people.
Mm-hmm.
With y'all punk ass.
Right.
All right. So that happened. Now the BET Award. Now I thoroughly enjoyed what I saw. There are a lot of people on social media that said, the Usher tribute wasn't all that. He deserved better and all the other stuff. I will say this. My favorite part of the whole show was Tiana Taylor and Victoria Monet.
That sounds like you hurt.
I'm just gonna be honest. That was my favorite part of the whole.
That sounds like you hurt.
But Herc, did y'all hear about Herc and Brittany? Did y'all hear about Keith Lee and the Taraji P. Henson situation?
I
No,
did.
what didn't happen, girl?
I'm gonna let you talk about
So
it. Go
he
ahead.
said apparently, and I don't want to tell it wrong, but allegedly he sat in the wrong seats and she serenaded him because somebody else was supposed. He sat in the wrong seat and she was supposed to be serenading somebody else, and then she gave him a rose, and he threw the rose down. And he thought it was one thing, but it was like you sat in the wrong seat and you were in the wrong because she didn't know who he was. So all of that stuff happened while he was sitting next to his wife.
Oh,
Yeah. So I'm like,
okay then.
yeah, it was a lot. I'm like, but she was like he went public to tell everybody what went on. And so Taraji came back and was like, no, you were wrong because you were in the wrong seat. So you basically you threw my whole performance out because you sat where you weren't supposed to be sitting.
Hmm.
Yeah, so where her go?
Hey, where you at? Hey, done left. Yeah.
Did you watch it, Brittany?
Oh, the bathroom break.
No, I've heard many stories, but I was able to chime in on that Chris Brown situation because I did read the same thing.
Oh yeah, I read
But
it.
I regret that I didn't watch it because it was more hype with the commentary than it was apparently on the TV.
I know that's right. It was.
So I did watch in real time the Keith Lee thing. So it started because there's a guy on TikTok, and I think his name is Jason.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like Method Man, like they could be cousins. And Taraji was supposed, like she said something to him and acknowledged him first because she's like, ooh, this Method Man cousin, blah blah blah, like making jokes. Then she acknowledged Keith Lee and was like, I know you would give this award show a 10.9 out of 10 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Taraji
it looked,
said that.
yeah. So she knew who he was from the looks
But
of
she
it.
not like she didn't know who he was.
So I think
She made a post on her social media alluding to she didn't know who he was.
what I think the disconnect was, like, she thought he was somebody else, but he wasn't, and like he may have been in the wrong seat, but she alluded to, like, this is, a 10.9 out of 10, like the
So
whole
it
thing he
sounded like
does
she
when he's
knew who
great.
he was.
And I think the reason she turned sideways is because I guess, as she was giving folks the flowers, he dropped the flower through the flower.
So now she's trying to act like she didn't know who he was.
I don't know.
Because if you go on her social media, it's like what?
So I don't know, but them folks, it was funny because it looks so, watching it live, it looks so awkward. Like, it was
It
like,
sounds
because maybe he was in the wrong seat because she was expecting somebody else,
mm-hmm.
and the whole interaction was like, I hurry up, wrap this shit up, because like it's not hitting the way we thought it was gonna hit, so we need to keep it moving. But from my understanding, like, folks are mad at Taraji because she was quote unquote flirting with Keith Lee and his wife was right there. But she never not acknowledged his wife, or anything like that. He's like, hey, how you doing, girl? All that. Like, so she acknowledged the wife and, made the
She acknowledged her.
comment.
I wonder if she knew. I don't know.
I honestly think the joke didn't go over the way they thought it was gonna go over. So everybody's trying to scramble and save face because social media felt that Taraji was being too flirtatious with Keith Lee in front of his wife.
Oh, so it was supposed to be. That's what it sounds like. It was supposed to be a joke, and then because it didn't go over well with social media, everybody was kind of coming back.
The joke didn't hit. The joke didn't hit the way they thought it was gonna hit, and then social media took, because, like I said, it did look awkward. Social media took that and ran with it, and was like, "Well, you shouldn't have done that no way," because his wife was sitting right there. And yet, it's still like, if you've ever watched anything with Keith Lee, Keith Lee is all about life, love, family.
Mm-hmm.
The man puts his wife, like, he speaks life into his wife, his friends, his family, all that. So I don't think he took it, like, disrespectful. I don't think his wife did either. But because the joke didn't hit, or whatever the monologue was supposed to do, because it didn't hit right, it looked so awkward, which made it a big thing.
Mm.
And I think that's that's why everybody's kind of scrambling and trying to save face, because it didn't hit the way it's supposed to hit.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Now, the thing that pissed me off about the BET Awards is, now, being from a broadcast journalism point background, I know that every time somebody curses on national TV, the network has to pay a fine.
There you go. I know where you're going.
I get that. But Usher told y'all in the beginning, I did not write nothing down. I want to be in the moment. I want to speak for being in the moment. I'm going to talk. That made, now, I wasn't there. I did end up seeing his speech later on TikTok. The man dropped the F-bomb maybe once or twice, but for y'all to mute that man's whole damn speech, or the whole 2 minutes of this man's speech, is fucking bullshit. And whoever was on that damn button, y'all need y'all ass with.
Right now.
For the simple fact that the man was talking about forgiveness, he was talking about being a bigger person, he was talking about fathers.
Drew.
And for everybody, for them folks to mute this man's speech like that, although it was a little long. I mean, I did watch the whole 8-minute video of his speech. But for them to mute this man's speech was very fucking wrong. So shame on you, BET, or Viacom, or whoever owns BET now.
Mm-hmm. Shame.
So did y'all watch the speech, or get a chance to see the speech?
Yeah, I didn't watch the BET Awards, so
Well, so I will say this: like, performances are great. I personally enjoy, other than Victoria, Monet, and Tyler, I did enjoy the Usher tribute, because, like, it was good. Like, it wasn't bad. Like, they were singing, they were dancing. Keke Palmer got up there and she was killing it. Coco Jones stole the show. Matter of fact, Coco Jones, if you ever come to Memphis, after you get done flirting with NLE Chopper, come on Herc World and look at me the way you looked at Usher, and I'll die a happy man. Cause the way she looked at Usher got me looking at her like NLE Chopper was looking at her. Cause, like, NLE Chopper was like, man, look,
You
I'm ready to
ain't
risk it
none.
all.
You ain't no good. You
He was
ain't.
ready to risk it all. He was
You ain't no
like
good.
this, like so.
Mm.
He was ready. I'm ready to risk it all too. So Coco Jones, call my people. We can make something happen.
Oh my God.
Mm.
What? Everybody else be shooting their shot. I'm gonna shoot mine. What's wrong?
What happened to? Oh, she pregnant.
Who pregnant?
Ashanti.
He married and pregnant. Forget.
Right.
You done moved down real quick.
Mm-hmm. You know, I'm gonna let her live her happy married life with her baby and her husband. I'm still hating a little bit, but I'm gonna move on.
I didn't know
You
she.
ain't gonna. You better not cry. You better not cry.
I didn't know she dated Joyner Lucas.
I didn't either.
You know.
Ugh.
Dang.
I like Jordan Lucas though.
I do too.
As a
Ugh.
rapper, I like.
Brittany said, Ugh.
Why you don't like Jordan
You don't like
Lucas?
Joyner Lucas?
Ugh.
What he do to you?
Nothing, and will never do nothing.
Oh my
Ugh.
goodness.
Ugh.
Jordan Lucas is dope. I like Jordan Lucas.
I'm gonna let y'all like.
As a rapper.
Not
Right. I mean, as a rapper, like he dope.
Ugh.
But no,
He
if
not
y'all
like
have,
us.
Oh my God.
that's Derek. That's not like us. If y'all have not seen the BET Awards, I'm pretty sure it's on replay for the next 2-3 months. They'll play it 106 times in its entirety, over and over again, back to back to back to back to back for the next 2 or 3 months. So make sure y'all go check it out. Side note: if you believe that Sexy Red should have won Best New Artist over Tyler, you might be a little crazy. I'm not gonna call you slow.
There you go.
Not gonna insult you. But I mean, I don't know. Like I does Sexy Red have more songs than Tyler? Yes, but Tyler, in my opinion, had the bigger influence coming from overseas than Sexy Red did. And that and if you're looking at numbers and you're looking at that, that's what made her Best New Artist. Not because, Sexy Red doesn't make good music. Did I just say Sexy Red make good music? Keisha DA, edit that shit out. I did not say that. Make sure y'all edit that shit out.
Yes, we did.
Does Sexy Red make decent music? Yes. Does Sexy Red make music for you to shake your ass to? Of course. But she should not have won Best New Artist over Tyler. So argue with your mammy, argue in the comments. I don't really care. I'll look at them and I'll engage with you for a little while. But if we're being honest, the person who won is supposed to win, not Sexy Red. Although Sexy Red's performance was pretty good, I will give her that. We will be right back with more Herc World. Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. We here.
Promote your brand with Herc's World Podcast. Explore our range of advertising packages with options starting at $25. For inquiries, please reach out to Herc at hercsworld24@gmail.com. That's HERCSWORLD24@gmail.com. Elevate your marketing strategy with Herc's World Podcast today.
Welcome back to Herc World. I am your girlfriend's favorite podcast host, Nick Herc. And if she says I'm not, that hell a liar. We've been talking uniquely. Wait, remind me one more time, Brittany.
Uniquely able.
Uniquely Abled Month, Pride Month. I'm here with Brittany and Meeks, and this is my favorite part of the show. This is where you give us a song or two that you should not have been listening to as a kid. It could be it could be a rap song, it could be an R&B song, it could be a country song. But it is
As a
one song
kid,
you should not have been listening as a kid before the age of 18.
is it
So give
subject
me
matter of the song, or is it language or subject matter?
either
I
one.
already.
Like as a kid, like you should know this song. You should have known this song word for word.
Responsibility by the Ghetto Twins. It wasn't too bad, but they was talking about the father of they kids being trash. So I'm rapping the song with my whole chest when it's about a trash father. It's GP don't hustle, then my kids won't eat. And if my kids don't eat, then mom won't sleep. Ain't got no
Ain't got
time.
no time sitting around. See what his
Ain't got-
daddy gonna do.
He ain't DJ from the side.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I'm out here working. That's my song.
My.
Ability. So many things to do.
I got
So
another one.
I'm what 9, 10, so many places to be. It's my 5 o'clock in the morning. Where you gonna be? Outside on the corner.
That was my shit.
You don't know what you're singing at that age. But
who you
another song.
When I TY, you gotta let them know.
That wasn't Unity wasn't bad, was it? No.
It was.
No. But that lyric, who
It
you
was
calling up?
Man,
Yeah.
He was like, every time you treated me bad. What's that song? OPP was bad. You down with OPP?
OPP was bad. I didn't know what OPP was until a couple months ago.
Till OPP.
Until a couple of months ago.
Till OPP. And there's
I don't know slow. I didn't know what it meant.
Okay.
Oh, hey,
yeah, Herc.
Why you just so funky?
That Young Bird, the business. Well, we ain't had no business listening to that when we were young.
What I wanna do, then I'll get a
The business to my now.
First Time by Immature.
Y'all are taking all my songs.
R. Kelly, period.
No,
you
Late Night Tip.
I used to love this song as a kid. That is
Late
hard.
Night Tip. Nasty Trick.
Who? Gorilla Pimp? Oh.
Gorilla Pimp.
Nasty Trick.
See, y'all are out of control. Y'all was just listening to all
I shouldn't have been listening to that.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that song? I can't even say it. It's cussing and Big Booty. You remember that song? Shake it.
The UGK. Let me see it. We shouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Shake That Monkey by Too Short.
Y'all
blow the whistle.
Y'all go stream all them songs. So my song this week, that I know I should not have been singing as a kid. I'm gonna go give y'all one, and I should not have been singing this song as a kid because I didn't know no better. It is Keith Sweat, "Make It Last Forever."
Lord!
I didn't know he was talking about, I just thought he was trying to love her forever.
That song, if you really
want it.
That was very look,
yep.
That's Brittany Joint. All you gotta do is
I love me some Keith Sweat. I got a collection.
That was very inappropriate. Oh my god.
It was. So this week's song is "Make It Last Forever" by Keith Sweat. Y'all go stream a couple of them songs.
That song inappropriate. Make It Last Forever.
To me,
okay.
He's talking about fucking.
I've seen that.
So, y'all go stream the songs. We'll be right back. More Herc World. Stay tuned.
Sounds of love.
Welcome back to Herc World. I am your girlfriend's favorite podcast host, Herc, and she says I'm not. That hoe is a liar. It has been an amazing show. We have talked Uniquely Able Disability Pride Month. Uniquely Able Pride Month with Brittany and Meeks. This is the part of the show where you tell the people where you can be found if you want to be found, anything you want to promote that you got coming up, and then a quote that you live by. So, Brittany, we will let you go first.
Nothing about me without me.
Mm.
Okay. Now tell the people where you can be found if you want to be found and all that other stuff.
I can be found pretty much on Facebook, doing what I'm doing now, uplifting you. I'm encouraging you to be who you are. I can also be reached by email. Limits32@yahoo.com. If you would like me to come out and provide some training to you, or basically just give you some encouragement, you can reach me there.
Okay.
And do you want anything you want to promote? Anything like that?
I'm gonna be a part of a panel July 25th at the University of Memphis, speaking on, guess what? Self-advocacy and being an empowered individual. It's gonna be, I believe, it's called the Key to Change Conference, and we're gonna be there from 9 to 2 p.m. Come listen. I got even more gems ready for you. I would love to see you there at the University of Memphis on the 25th of July.
Okay. Mix, what you got?
So I am Shamica Baxter. I'm the owner of the Baxter Initiative LLC, where we believe in strategic success. I also have a podcast. We have the In the Gym series where we will have different people from different walks of life spreading gems. Gem is spelled GEM, but we're doing a play on words from the gym. So the stretch, the warm up, and different segments are named after actual gym workouts. That'll be coming in September. So I'm relaunching in September. Initially, it was for business owners, but going forward, it will be different people from different walks of life. Herc has agreed to be a guest, and he will be talking about the subject matter of healing after a divorce and finding love again. And I will have various guests from various walks of life spreading their gems in their respective areas. We recently had a podcasting workshop. I will have a few. So we have a No More Crumbs workshop. The series is called Empower, Embrace, Erase. The first session for the new class, because we're graduating the last class out. If you are interested in knowing about No More Crumbs and you don't want to live a mediocre life, but you want to live a champagne life, reach out to me. You can call me at 901-650-1823 or text me. And we can discuss upcoming workshops for those who are trying to live a transformative life. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead, and I'll just add to what.
Yeah. I also have success coaching for college students as well as trade school students, because initially it was for college students. As you guys know, I'm a first generation college student. Ended up in a warehouse after I graduated from college. Once I got in my career field, I said, let me do this to help and support people who are in unique situations such as mine. But then one of my trade schools contacts was like, you need to expand it to trade school students. So the cheat code is here to help and support college and trade school students who've graduated, or even college students whose parents are wanting them to be successful after college, with obtaining the skills necessary to be successful after college. So the networking piece, the resume piece, the interview piece, how to dress for an interview, all that good stuff will be provided by the cheat code. Just make sure to reach out to me and let's work together. I can be reached at Shamica Baxter on Facebook, but Dear Shamica on all other platforms. And that is DearShamica.
Brittany, what you got?
If you book me, I am asking that you be local if you require me to travel. However, if you are not local, you must be willing to do uh, virtual training because I am not able to travel right now outside of locality. But I'm willing to accommodate you. However, I require if you want me to travel to you, I need you to be local. If not, there's a virtual option.
Cool. Y'all sliding these ladies in just because I said so. As you can see above my head, commercial spots start at $25. If you want to promote your business, promote your brand. You want to promote you leaving your baby daddy. You want to promote you leaving your baby mama. You want to promote that your kid is going to the first grade and whatever you want to promote, whatever you got going. Commercial spots start at $25. Email me at hercworld24@gmail.com. Inbox me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, wherever you find me. If you got questions about commercial spots, please do not hesitate to reach out. I just want to help you promote whatever you're trying to promote.
On Facebook, I am Brittany Carter, and you can also reach me through Messenger.
Cool.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, commercial spots. If you have anything that you want, any future ideas for episodes that you want to talk about, the DM is open. We're probably gonna. I think I want to bring back the the dating series that we did last year. Just kind of see what it's like out there for the single folks. Because they say it's piss, pool, and pee in the dating pool, and I just like to hear the stories. So we may bring that back because it's almost cuffing season. We're gonna do. I know I want to do a kind of like a back to school episode, kind of like highlighting HBCUs. So we'll do that in the next couple weeks. Try to get you ready for that. A lot of different ideas. So stay tuned for more Herc's World. As always, if you're working on eat, you gotta crawl before you can walk before you can run, and man, run before you can fly. I am your girlfriend's favorite podcast host, Be Hurt. Until the next time you see my face and hear my voice, Hurt out.
You are now walking in the Herc's world. You are now walking into Herc's world. Aye.